So good.
Amazing.
That'll play.
Absolutely
That'll
unreal.
play.
Welcome to PING.
Yeah, ping. Ping acting like a ping. That's carrying for days.
I'm gonna get one of these.
I'm pretty sure you've got one. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Absolutely delighted to be joined by Zack Kennedy, our second follower fitting.
Appreciate it, guys. Excited to be here.
Great to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
We've known each other for a little bit on online and stuff like that. So when I heard that the marketing group had picked you as the next follower fit, I'm like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
So no, this is great. So as much as I kind of know you and follow your sort of what you do online, I don't know anything about your golf game. Nothing at all. Tell us a little bit about it.
Play off of around 15. I don't have an official handicap or anything like that, but score, call it even 90, high 80s on a better day. I would say I lose the most strokes on OB off the tee.
Right.
Fairly confident with my approach game, really confident with my wedges, putting, day to day.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to driver, I've worked really hard to neutralize my path. I was probably like 10 degrees out to in earlier this summer, but have got that down to probably 2 degrees.
Yeah.
So I think I'm always probably gonna see that little fade.
Sure.
But what I really struggle with is finding the center of this thing.
Yeah.
So if you can help me with that, I would be greatly appreciated.
Definitely. Well, what's cool when you kind of hear the backstory, because when I spec'd out your driver, I didn't know anything about how you end up with this driver, what your shot shape is, has your game evolved. So there's a couple of things. Your driver has been cut down in length.
Okay.
So it's shorter than the average stock Callaway Epic. It also has a mid-size 2G white, which is very heavy. So your driver is actually super light on swing weight. It's about C8 on swing weight.
Okay.
So it's shorter with the sort of counterbalance effect from that grip. When you say to me there that you're struggling with strike, I'm not surprised.
Okay.
That would be one thing I'd expect someone to struggle with when they don't really have a great feel for where the club head is.
Yeah.
Right. So not surprised to hear that at all. So how's your distance? How's your speed? Is it what gets you into trouble? Is it the sort of miss to the right or left?
Yeah, I've been on the speed journey with you two.
Awesome.
Over the last little while. So as my speed has picked up, I've been noticing more of a low duck hook.
Okay.
Historically, my miss has just been the average slice that every handicapper around my skill level hits. I'd say I probably sit, if I'm just swinging comfortably, somewhere between 102 to 105 miles per hour in club speed. What I'm really interested in seeing on your equipment versus the fairly low-level sim that I play in my hometown is my smash factor, my efficiency.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen over 1.44.
Okay.
And I'm very often just 0.4 on the dot.
Right.
So anything that we can do to improve that would be awesome. Yeah, that's probably my thoughts for that. Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, let's kind of let's hit a few, and as we go into it, there'll be a little bit more to uncover, specifically around. Are you working with a coach and are you working your swing, that type of stuff? But wait, let's kind of hit a few and we can sort of see the journey that you've been on.
YouTube is my coach, Ian.
Is it really? Yeah.
You guys are my coach.
I love it. Okay, a little bit in the heel.
Yep.
Sounded a little heel side. Yeah, sounded more solid.
Yeah, that felt a lot better.
That's good stuff. Okay. Okay, two more, Zack.
Sure.
OB. be interesting to see the grip change in that lighter grip. There it is.
Yeah. And I'm so pleased you threw that one in there, because you kind of got 60% going right. You know, you've 20% going left, and then you've got the one that goes right down the middle. And I'm sure probably that is very familiar with what a round of golf for you looks like, Zach.
Exactly.
Okay, let's break it down. Okay, so heel side, if we go into the averages, what do we normally see? On average, we are seeing a open face to the path, 5.9 degrees. We talk about compounding errors, Zach. We never really want to sort of compound at an open face to the path with a heel strike, but we are sort of seeing that. So
Not crazy up on it either.
no, I mean, delivery-wise is in the path, so angle attack and path are absolutely fine. The amount of delivered loft is definitely on the high side. So when you're at your sim and you see those low smash factors, that's why. So if we're going to get that smash factor up or sort of that efficiency up, we're going to have to bring that dynamic loft down. So as an example, your average is 21.4, but the good one is 17.7. So it shows us that, you know, what happens when you miss it. Well, the face is open and we deliver high loft versus a nicely sort of squared up face, 0.9 close to the target, and obviously the right amount of dynamic loft. The good one's really good, but we don't unfortunately sort of get to play that one as much as we would like. So we have to try and build in a little bit of safety for you when it comes to that. So you've got Epic Max, weight in the heel. So you're already using the technology you've got within that club right now to maximize, you know, your sort of performance with it. A little bit shorter shaft. I assume that was because you looked surprised when I had mentioned that. Was that done before you got the club?
I did buy this shaft just on its own because the club came with, you know, regular stiffness.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think I made any requests for it to be shortened. So it was interesting to find out.
Yeah, you can always see by the look in someone's face whether they knew that or not. And then the other part of that is that grip it's a bit of a kind of, you know, bit of a secret weapon at times to fitters, that if you've got a really head-heavy situation or a long club, we often go to that grip to counterbalance the whole club.
Sure.
But when I saw how short the shaft was and that grip together, I knew we would most likely have problems. So cool, let's dive into grabbing you some heads and shafts to try.
Let's do it.
Cool. All right, Zach, we've got TSR3, Ventus Blue. Won't dive in too much to specs yet, because I think as we try different things, the likelihood is that evolves. But we are going to be trying corrective to that, obviously that rightward miss. So let's see what we can do with that. Try and get dynamic loft down a little bit as well. So let's hit a couple.
Let's go.
Sounded better. Closer.
There's going to be an adjustment. It's worth definitely just hitting 3 or 4 to feel like how much you can actually release something that feels as heavy as that. Good to see the ball speed spike up really, really nicely there.
That's better.
Good, nice and close. Okay, steal that one back from you, Zach.
Sure.
Make a couple of little adjustments here. Thank you.
Wrench. Round up. 110.
That was the easiest 110 I've ever swung.
I mean, in club head speed obviously is nice. You know, we get a chance to sample or see what's in there potentially. The ball speed though, it gets me. I get way more excited when I see somebody climb up into like 159 ball speed.
7 miles an hour faster.
Yeah, and the face is still wide open.
Yeah.
So the minute we start to get that sort of squared up nicely, Zach, you're going to start adding on a ton of speed.
Step on any cable. You want to start with 5 for us?
Yeah.
I'm going to trade you. You're going to go drop down to a 5.
Okay.
Good boy, Zach.
Great drive. That's hammered.
Thanks, fellas.
110, 161. Ooh, I'm jealous.
One day.
One day.
One day, little buddy.
Yeah.
You'll be there. I mean, even that is a miss, Zach, is okay. It's just kind of drifting out to the right rather than...
280 in play, a little right.
Okay, so let's kind of look into some of the changes we've made. So, I mean, as 3 different drivers go, they're so different. We're jumping up in ball speed quite significantly. We're utilizing dynamic loft as the main contributor to the energy production. We've sort of directed the strike away from the heel because we know that produces the compound miss. We still have the nucleus of the same delivery over here. Yeah. The one difference we now just have is a face that can get square. So there's a lot of good stuff. This actually scares me a little bit. 14.1 is I'm going to actually kind of pull back away from that a little bit just because of if we look actually into the the first one we hit, and the ball flight on that, it was just kind of very flat. It's 62 feet of peak height. So it was kind of robbing us of a little bit of that carry distance. But I tell you what, as far as a comparison goes straight out the gate, it's pretty good. What do you feel with that?
I definitely notice it's a tad whippier than the shaft I came in with.
Yep.
The length isn't super noticeable to me.
Good.
But what I am feeling is that it takes less effort to produce some of those results.
Yeah.
I feel like with the driver that I currently have in my bag, I have to really focus on sort of getting everything perfect and swinging, out of my shoes if I want to hit some of the distances that I'm seeing here. This feels very easy.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty close straight out the gate. So what we kind of had to do was we had to make it easy to shut the face. So that was taking some head weight out. So we replaced the standard 8 gram weight in the back of TSR and we replaced it with 4 grams in there. So I mean, very, very little weight in there at all. So it's really, even though I do have it in heel sights, not really doing an awful lot of that weight because it's so little. But the overall grand scheme of things, it's 2%, right, of the overall head. It's nothing. I went a little bit lighter in shaft just to see what that would do. So we're sitting about D2 swing weight. So although the components are lighter and a little bit soft in yours, the swing weight should be able to give you a feel for where the club head is a little bit better.
Definitely.
Which is good. Okay, let's start to work back from that a little bit. Let's start to kind of find maybe more of a neutral ground now.
Sure.
All right, Zach, we got you into a little bit of a less adjustable package in the Mizuno STX. A little bit more drawbacks. You can kind of see the weight pad at the back, how that's positioned sort of low and backing in the heel. We went up in loft a little bit just to see if that can take away that a little bit of a scary potential knuckler and keep that dynamic loft around 17 or 18, which is a really safe place to be in. So went up a little bit in shaft weight as well, back to Ventus Blue 6S. You should probably, that sort of feeling you had of it feels whippy, it feels, I don't love that for you. I kind of want it to feel like stable, you know where it is, it's predictable. Okay, so let's hit a couple with this one.
Let's go.
A little closer there, Zach, but this one just seems to kind of want to stay out there a little bit more for you.
Yeah, it's a tricky one.
See, that strike has kind of abandoned you as well. It's kind of all over the face again. Okay, inevitable. I think we were going to find ourselves in a ping at some point. Weight in the heel. We've got 9 degree max, turned up a little bit just for the face closure. Trying to get you into something that's going to feel a bit more stable in the shaft as well. We'll start to we're starting to learn the value of the shaft weight because we're kind of now flitting between 55 grams and 67 grams in this case. So yeah, we're learning what you do with that, whether weight is one of the reasons you keep the face open, you know, and there's a sweet spot at when you can feel it, you can release it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try a few of this.
Okay. Whoa.
Welcome to Ping.
Yeah, ping. Ping acting like a ping.
Low strike and it stayed.
It's just on everything you want well. Spin stayed under control. Dynamic loft was delivered really well. Good ball speed, high efficiency. It's all good stuff. It's great to see. Anytime we can get the ball turning over a little bit, Zach, it's going to be good for us that we can do lots of things to make that ball go straighter.
Yeah.
Right now, if we were set with this setup, if it was still going right, we're kind of at a point with that combo, we're like, well, there's nothing more we can do.
Yeah.
So if we neutralize the weights, if we square up the head, etc. So that's good to see.
I definitely feel like I can go after this a
Good.
little bit more.
Good. It's a nice feeling, isn't it, when you feel like you can sort of get at it. Yeah, it's
That
good.
felt solid.
It's really good.
Low launch, little spinning. Yeah. So good.
Amazing.
That'll play.
Absolutely
That'll
unreal.
play.
That's carrying for days.
I'll let me get one of those.
I'm pretty sure you've got one. Just huge jumps in ball speed. Obviously going towards something that delivers the right amount of dynamic. I mean, that 17 is a magic number when it comes to dynamic. Your delivery's a little better as well. One of the things straying away from the more stiff shafts like Ventus Blue, like Diamana PD, when we've got a heavier head weight like we do in the Ping, when we soften the tip section, we allow the head to move forward slightly. So we have a little bit more of that forward deflection. That actually changes the angle of attack. So we can get more of an upward angle of attack by softening the shaft relative to the head weight, which is kind of what we've got here. Much, much better. So your efficiency went from 138 to 148. Your club head speed has actually went up a little bit. I mean, you're kind of winning all across the board.
Even if you look at that strike, it's moved on the opposite side of the
Yeah,
face.
so-
But that toe is kind of your safety net right now.
Well, if you look, Zach, on the head as to where I've actually put that weight there, I've put the weight in the toe because you have started hitting it more on that side. So if we hit it on that side, we get all the ball speed and all the stability. So we're just shifting CG location over a little bit to match all the other good things we've got going on around it. So
Very cool.
very, very, I mean, that's a home run, isn't it?
Thanks for coming.
99 feet of peak height, landing at 38 degrees. I mean, if you want to sort of picture the perfect ball flight, I mean, that's darn close to being it.
Yeah.
Let's see a few more. I was going to say, please, that's a good one.
That is so good.
Holy.
Well, for all the people who are going through something similar to what you're doing, Zach, with Speed Journey or whatever your changes might be, you're a new golfer, you're a different golfer in terms of the delivery. I mean, you're going to need different things now. So what you had in your Epic Max, good head, it's not a bad driver at all, but you just need totally different things.
Yep.
I will say, when Zach's hit the Titleist or the Ping, it's been so head and shoulders above
But
everything else,
that
isn't it?
ping, I think with weight as well, if you've come from something you can't feel the weight of to now we've given you something you're really going to feel the weight of, plus your speed's up. I mean, every time you hit that ping, it's the ball speed and club head speed. I know you're on the speed journey, so it's cool to see it already like low to mid 160s in some cases, but from the strike and ball going as far right as it was to now we're hitting baby draws at 275 carry. I'd be
stuff.
jumping up and down.
It's good stuff. Let's hit a few more. Let's actually, I almost want to learn a little bit more. Like, okay, we now know what it looks like when it's good. What does the miss look like?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Closer.
Hey, Zach, I'm going to steal that one.
Sure.
All right, Zach. I mean, obviously, it was in a phenomenal spot. It's still in a phenomenal spot, this driver for you. There's just a few things, just when I look at sort of the club dynamically. I don't love when I see a club moving that much or that much towards dynamically being level. The club is effectively playing longer, so the more we kind of get that droop. So I don't love to see that. I'm going to try to get a combo here that retains a little bit more dynamic loft, dynamically sits up a little bit more, and I think we can protect you. I think the other one was perfect on the good strike, and if we wanted to live just by that, but we don't get to. You know, we've got to kind of be mindful of what might happen should we not hit it right in the screws. I mean, that's the slightly high toe miss.
A little higher launching.
Yeah.
14.7
It's
and
done great,
29.
isn't it? It's done really well out of that part. You're not resembling much of a 15 handicapper right now, Zach. That's for sure.
It's because you're helping me not hit the MOB.
Okay, I'm actually going to go back to the other head. I don't want to see that kind of 136 foot up there. I'd rather you hit it at 80 feet than above 120 feet.
Okay.
Back to the 9-degree head, Zach, we've still got the weight kind of in that toe section. We've got it a little bit turned up and loft. I think that protects you against the face being open, but the start and loft being down is better. Really, the biggest change between this and the first one is actually just the shaft being a little bit heavier, a little bit more stiffer.
Sure.
Okay, a couple more with this.
See what happens.
It's going to be close. This should be really starting to dial it in now. So I don't mind that you've hit it a little left, but look how much air time it's got.
Yeah.
It's the one that falls out the sky when you hit it left. It's going to put us in trouble. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to flip that weight back into the. That's going to put it back in the heel. Those last two looked like pretty good deliveries. I think they were hurt by the weight being in the toe. Mikey, it's a good example of why just because you see a couple of good flights, you don't stop.
Yeah.
You know, you don't just go, okay, we've seen a couple of really, really good ones. You've got to keep exposing the potential bad ones.
Seeing the good ones is nice, but seeing your difference on miss hits from what we started with, so much better.
There's one.
Hammered.
I started up the right side a bit more for him.
That was good.
I think that another tough one that we see sometimes is Zack came in with that big right miss. We've got him something that he can turn over easier. Now it's almost the mind frame, okay, aim up the right side.
Yeah, change the start line.
Which is tough to think about.
Oh, that's so good. Charlie Woods. All right, last chance to loan for Ventus Red. At the minute, I think we're probably swaying towards GT, but we're being fair. I'm going to move that weight back to the toe one more time. Your strike is almost always in the toe now. I'm not sure if that's a new thing or...
That's very new.
It's good. I really don't think there's too much to separate these two. I'm trying to kind of think of, okay, with that delivery, what I think GT would have done. It's just dispersion with that red might be a little large. Let's go GT one more time.
Sure.
It sounded a touch scrapey and it's going to work.
It's a touch high in the head, isn't it? But
yeah, good miss. 290 little miss.
Yeah.
Oof.
There it is.
Oh boy.
Fine
Well,
drive.
What's great to see about when you've tried this combination, the two times we've hit it, the first time you hit it, we got to see what all the good ones look like. And it kind of feels like the second time around, we got a chance to see what the misses look like. And, as we always say, we're more interested in the misses anyway.
The misses are in play. I like that one that kind of looks like it's going out to the right for you, but it's only 20 yards left or right of center, maybe 15 yards right of center.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at any of those misses, honestly. I have such a mental block when I see it go right that left feels good.
So the bottom, so a little set there was was the first 3 balls you hit with this driver. I mean, you couldn't hit them any better, right? Great launch, spin, speed. And then you started to kind of see some different ones, and you dropped a little bit the speed. The spin spiked a little bit, but it's not going to kill you. It really, I mean, even your, let's see how many you hit with yours. Like, even if we take out the kind of 3 worst ones with yours, 3 of the 5, it's still 30 yards of difference between.
And launch is the same almost, and
Yeah.
spin is just way down.
Yeah.
Ball speed's through the roof.
Yeah, much better,
Yeah.
even if we take out the worst of it. So if we're comparing, you know, the worst that this driver is at versus the best that the other one is at, we're still looking at 15 yards of pickup and distance, and obviously straighter, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, G430 it is.
Yeah, another G430 Max.
I know.
Shocker.
It's easy. It's easy to fit people to this driver all day. Titleist was good as well, but I felt like the minute Zack got into the ping, it was just the ball flight stabilised. We stopped seeing the kind of big misses. It was all very manageable. And as a 15 handicap, Zack, that's what golf needs to be, especially from the tee moving forward. Doesn't sound like there's any stress in your game anywhere other than on the tee. So if we can kind of get that going out there, the distance is great, but without the foul ball in there, without the penalty shots, that's what we need.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't agree more.
Awesome stuff. Okay, guys. I tell you what, good job with the marketing team picking our follower fits.
I know.
I can tell you not every driver fit at Club Champion at any store is like this, where there's this amount of pickup every single time. But it's fun when you do get the opportunity like this one, where you see something like what we've done with Zack, which is pick up, a whole bunch of yardage and obviously dispersion and all that sort of stuff. It is a lot of fun to do it.
It's a big gain. If you keep all the raw data and stuff like that those numbers there, I mean, yeah, I'd be wanting to go play right now. I do want to go play right now.
Of course you do. Of course you do. Okay, guys, we're enjoying the series. Hope you are too. You've been asking for someone with a higher handicap, and actually it fits perfect that Zack is coming in at that 15 handicap, in and around there. But you can see how much raw ability Zack's got. He's got great speed. I mean,
I think the fact that we took, call it one side of the golf course out of play for you now, and you can relearn to keep that, aiming up that right side a little bit with your speed journey. I mean, we've picked you up a lot of yardage, but I would expect before the spring comes, you'll see even more out of it.
Without a doubt. I mean, the delivery's really, really good in there. Hitting up on it, very neutral path, now a very neutral face as well. Dynamic loft where we want it, and speed is creeping up.
So good.
Zack spoke about efficiency. We've got that in a good spot now. So, and that's why we're in a pink, because even now the misses are still living in the toe side. We're still getting great results.
Yeah, really
good to see. All right, guys, stay tuned for more. We'll be back in the new year with another follower fitting. Stay tuned. We'll see you again soon.